Okay, perfect. So we can try not to hit anybody as I get out of here. I had to make a quick pit stop at the grocery store. I ran out of Tang, and I wanted some fucking juice for the workout. In terms of some intra-workout carbs, man, I'm gonna need it. Leg day. Probably the most intense exertion-based, or the most intense lift based purely off of like total exertion that I do. And then everybody should do. I mean, your legs are fucking, they're big and strong, so you can hit them hard. Probably gonna do the same scenario for hamstrings. Just a bunch of seated hamstring curls. Maybe a few different variations here or there. But really just try to throw around a ton of weight in the beginning. Fatigue them, break them down. Then towards the end, finish off the hamstring pump. I'll do a little bit lighter weight. Try to squeeze it. Maybe do some pause reps, little tempo reps or whatever. And then for quads, that's to be determined. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do yet. I'll kind of go based on how I feel. But I can guarantee I'm gonna do a good portion of the quad workout from leg extensions. There will be some sissy squats thrown in as well, body weight supersets, likely some machine leg press, and perhaps some other sort of pressing movement. But no matter what I end up doing, I'm still gonna blow the shit up out of the quads, and then finish with a whoops. Thought I had a left arrow. But yeah, finish with a fucking nasty quad pump. Try not to crash on the way there, goddammit. My triceps are still freaking wrecked from yesterday. That's probably the heaviest I've gone on tricep pushdowns in a while. So, did a little bit of calves to warm up. I feel like it kind of helps when you start off with hamstring curls, because sometimes I'll get a little tightness if I don't work my calves. But before I get up to throwing the whole stack around, I'll kind of bounce it around a little bit, just get used to the tension. Not do like a real set, but just kind of get used to the weight. All right. Hamstrings never need much warm up for me. It's like maybe 3 minutes of like a little bit of warming up and then ready for the whole stack. So let's see how 250 feels. Yeah, like nothing. Let's just throw the whole stack around, maybe 6-7 sets, god damn it. At least for me, I'd say most people anyway, I don't mind. Actually, I prefer doing all of hamstrings first before I get in any quads, just because I'm not so winded after I finish my hamstring workout, right? Like, these sets are hard. I'm going hard. It's a lot of weight, but I don't finish the set completely out of breath like I would on a set of squats or leg press. So my mentality is going to be, you finish hamstrings, you go hard on them, whatever, and then, right, you can really just go hard as fucking quads and just be done afterwards. apart from calves, of course. Because I'm sure that if I were to do a full-on quad workout first and then try to do hamstrings, the hamstring workout would get compromised because I'd be so tired from doing quads. So if you can follow, that's sort of the logic. So let's get some more sets of this in, goddammit. I'm sure you can tell when I do these heavy double leg sets, and really any set on the seated hamstring curl, I always hunch over the handles. You're gonna be way stronger that way. You're gonna be able to put way more work on the hamstrings. I'd try it out, man. Oh, Jesus. All right, so those heavy double legs are starting to feel a little bit sluggish, right? Like it's getting a little bit hard to squeeze it at the bottom. And I don't really want to lighten the weight. You know, I'd rather just do as much as I can on there, and then move on to more of an isolation lift, just to kind of change it up, get more of a squeeze. So here I'll do some single leg curls, super light. I mean, on the stack, it's only like 40 pounds, but the point isn't to move the weight, right? The point is to really fucking squeeze it at the top. If you've had a good hamstring pump before, you know that even just standing once they're pumped and like trying to flex, like you can get a lot of tension on your hamstrings. So not about the weight, just trying to squeeze it. Maybe 2 sets or so. So this I would kind of describe as a little bit of an advanced movement. Not like super complicated, but if you really want to, you know, actually get something out of it, you know, you can't just move the weight, right? Like, imagine my legs, my bicep, right? I'm not just doing a curl, right? I'm doing a curl and then right at the top, I'm just trying to get an extra squeeze. So if you don't have an awesome mind-muscle connection, it can get a little funky. But either way, you know, as a beginner, the more exercises you can get exposed to, the better it's going to be for your experience. So, two sets of heavy single leg curls ought to be pretty good. This is half the stack, so same amount of weight as those first few sets, remember? I know you guys aren't necessarily math geniuses, but I think you can understand what's going on. So 2 sets, squeeze it, go hard, you know, same as usual. Oh my God, that might be too heavy. Okay. Let's move on to quads. I'm gonna get back into squats probably next lift. I don't want to push it because I keep tweaking my adductor when I squat heavy. So instead, just start off with some, pretty much the quad isolation exercise, leg extensions. Single leg, really just try to squeeze it. That's all there is to it. So, fucking hair in my mouth. I'm going a little bit against my normal training methodology, because typically what I like to do is get warmed up. You know, for the first set, I get warmed up, whatever, and then that first set is the heaviest that I go. And then as the lift progresses, the weight will get lighter, the exercise choices will get, you know, changed up. But that first set is usually the heaviest. So here what I'm doing is I've increased the weight every set, right? First I did 160, 190, 220, now I'm doing 235. So the reason behind that is the limiting factor for the amount of weight that I can do on these is kind of how my knees feel. Because what'll happen, I mean, your knees get warm over time, but it takes a little bit to get to the point where, like, you know, you can almost throw the whole stack up with one leg. So they're pretty much as warm as they can get right now. So I probably won't go much heavier than this. But this feels pretty good. I might do a few more sets before moving on to something else. All right, so this leg press is kind of light for double leg. Like any schmuck could max it out for reps. But if you max it out with one leg, that's a little bit of weight. So I'm thinking maybe 2 or 3 sets, single leg press. I mean, that's nothing else to explain, man. Let's just fucking hit it. Okay, so I'm thinking I don't know what I'm thinking. All I know is in the next 4 sets, I need to get the most insane pump possible. So the first thing I'll do is another set of single leg extensions. Not as heavy as I can go, a little lighter, so that I can really squeeze it at the top. And then I'll get something else going. So, I almost didn't want to do this superset. Just because I know it's so freaking, well, if you go hard on it, then it's pretty brutal. But it's hard to beat the pumps you get from it. So what I'm gonna do is, I'll do double leg extensions with a stack. Slam it as hard as possible. Don't even focus on like, well, focus on squeezing obviously, but really just try to move the weight for as many reps as possible. Just burn the fuck out of the quads. And then run over and do that machine leg press again. This time with both legs because I'll already be pre-exhausted. But I think I'll do 2 of those. And dude, the burn on the leg press is gonna be what's really gonna hold me back from getting any more reps. Because sure, it won't actually be that much weight, like physically, but the pre-exhaust from the leg extensions just turns it into hell. So I'm thinking 2 sets of those, and then finish off with something else. Oh my god. Oh shit. Get the fuck off me. All right. Last set. I'm gonna do 5 reps on the left leg, 5 on the right. Lightish weight, really squeeze it. Alternate a few times. And then once I feel like I've got a pretty good amount of fatigue, I'll jump up, do some sissy squats, and that'll be the end of it. Literally could not ask for a better quad pump right now. This is fucking sick. Okay, let's go check the pump. Okay. Let's set the stage for this fucking pump check. Anybody can have a good fucking chest day. Anybody can have a goddamn solid shoulder day. But a legit leg pump, you gotta have some fucking guts. Why do you think people skip legs so much? Oh my god. Holy fuck. I mean, I called it. Just standing in those damn sweats. No flexing at all. Dude, what the this is inhuman. I'm not even touching flesh right now. I don't know what you would call this. Oh, well, let's just get a little pose down going. Oh, goodness. Are the hamstrings still pumped? Eh. Hamstrings don't really look any better when they're pumped. It's kind of a weird muscle like that. But yeah, even just standing fucking sideways, that's a considerable amount of beef. Whew. So, no squats. They will return, of course. But every time I go heavy on them in the beginning, fucking right in here, gets all tight. It bothers me later. So, muscle growth, it's not all about the weight. It helps. Obviously, that's why I try to push fucking every lift, as hard as possible, especially in the beginning of the workout. But, I'm not going to deny that there is perfectly good merit to just going hard, squeezing movements. I'm sure you could still build a good chest doing just flies. Probably wouldn't be as good as the chest built with presses as well. But, if you've got a little something that you need to work around for your workout, like, let's say for chest, for the life of you, you cannot bench. Your shoulder's fucked up because you had bad form or something. You fucked up your rotator cuff. So no bench for you. What, are you just gonna skip chest? No, man, you gotta fucking work around it. Do flies or something. Do some sort of variation to get as much muscle activation as possible. Because, a little bit of a tangent, but in terms of an injury, as far as I'm concerned, the last thing you want to do is become sedentary, right? If I fucking broke my leg tomorrow, depending on how serious it was, I'd still be in here fucking trying to do arms or chest or back or whatever, The last thing that you want to do if you're hurt is just sit at home and slack off. Your metabolism's gonna go to shit because you're not training. You're probably not gonna eat so much. It's just not good for you. So, where did this rant go from fucking leg intensity and a huge ass pump to injury advice? Whatever. Dude, my brain is fried from that goddamn lift. But, well worth it. Oh my God. Ugh. Dude, I fucking love it. Come on. Oh, fuck. Huh. So, in terms of calves, every fucking lift, man, at the end of it, I just go sit on the calf machine and do 8 sets, I'm not sitting here like absolutely destroying my calves. I'm kind of scrolling on TikTok or whatever. But, 8 sets, moderate weight, and you actually, get a decent squeeze. What's that going to do? Add 10 minutes to your lift, 15 minutes? That's nothing when the result is fucking, a set of drumsticks, if you will. So I'm gonna go finish that up and then we can get in the car, fucking discuss some other topic. Oh, all right.
That was a fucking sick leg day. Holy shit. Pumped out the wazoo. Muscle growth has clearly been stimulated. So I know that when I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna fucking put point some amount of pounds on. Maybe, I don't know how much, 0.1 pounds, 0.005 pounds, whatever, who gives a fuck. Let's just slam the dextrose shake before I have enough time to think about it. Oh. Oh, man. Yeah, that feels like a fucking brick in my stomach. Let's give that a moment to settle. Ooh. Oh. All right, let's get out of here. Let's fucking go. So, long-term progress. What is going to let you get it? What is going to let you make gains over the long term? For one, you got to learn about how to fucking diet. You know, you got to understand your carbs and your proteins and your fats and your macros and how they correlate to whatever specific goal you have at the time. You're bulking? Guess what? You gotta fucking eat. You gotta eat a lot. You're dieting? You gotta eat a little. You gotta eat a little. So, going along with that, you also have to have, you know, some discipline to be able to say to yourself, well, I could eat these M&Ms. You know, I could eat a few scoops of ice cream right now, but I'm not gonna get lean if I do that. I'm not gonna get lean. Maybe I'll just drink a Sprite Zero instead and go to bed. Right? For some people, man, that's not easy. It's not easy to do. I'll get more into dieting over time. I've got all sorts of little tips and tricks, especially for like losing weight. In terms of gaining weight, there's no secret. Just fucking eat as much as you fucking can. To the level at which you don't gain too much body fat, right? You know, you don't want to be the perma bulker who's got zero abs, way too fucking fat. Not ideal. That's gonna be hard to cut off. Now, if you're already like that, you know, before you're lifting, then whatever, you know, you gotta maybe just tone it down a little bit with the dieting phase. But to go from just like normal kind of scrawny looking dude to like way too soft, you push the calories a little too hard, or you didn't do your daily cardio like a fucking fool. But either way, so you gotta learn about diet. You gotta have a tough enough mind to stick to it. You gotta train hard, look up your freaking, you know, ideal reps and sets and exercise choices. Make sure you get a solid pump with a reasonable amount of fatigue every lift. Take your vitamins. You take your creatine, your pre-workout. I mean, shit, all this stuff works. But in terms of the training, you know, what's most important is that you up the intensity over time. You know, your average, like let's say, let's look at a week. Let's look at the week for a lifter. First day, let's say you do chest and, let's just say you do PPL. So your first day is chest, shoulders, and triceps. Kind of a bad lift. Yeah, you kind of feel like shit. You go light, whatever. You just go through the motions. Next day, back. You have a killer back day. You kill it. Good for you. Hell yeah. Next day, legs. Legs are hard. I'll skip it. Repeat. This time the chest day was good. This time the back day was good. And this time you do like a whatever leg day, You get a little leg pump. You don't go too hard. Over time, right? What do you think your average intensity was for that week? Maybe like a 6 out of 10, maybe. But as you progressed, that level of intensity is it's going to become your new normal, right? So, over time, you've got to be able to think to yourself, okay, I'm feeling a little bit tired, but if I still want to progress, man, who gives a shit? Let's just go hard anyway, right? I definitely think that over time I've always lifted pretty hard, but every few months I'll sort of have maybe not like a what kind of word am I even thinking of here? Like a moment of enlightenment, where for whatever reason, I've been hitting the same lifts, and then for whatever sort of catalyst sparks a little something in my mind where I can just see the matrix, and I'm like, all right, let's step it up. Let's get real. Every few months you got to think to yourself, all right, let's get real. Let's go harder than I've been going before. And then that level of intensity is going to become your new normal, right? I think what happens to a lot of lifters is the plateau pipeline. It's not good. You start in the beginning. You start lifting. You're looking up Athlete X videos. You're watching Greg Doucette, Jeff Nippard. You're learning, right? You learn, a basic workout routine. You learn a little bit about diet. You basically get the gist of lifting. And then you go in and you start doing it. And then that's the end of it. You don't really look into changing anything up over time. And I mean, that's why some people just look the fucking same year in, year out, right? Because they don't, they just stick to what they know. They don't open their mind to different ideas or going harder. Like they just reach a level of not stability, contentedness. They reach a level where they're like, hey, this is fine. This is enough. They go to the gym every, most of the week. They do their lifts. They go kind of hard. Like they're definitely not doing nothing, but they're just maintaining their physique, right? Where, all it would take is just a little bit more knowledge, applied knowledge, that is, and maybe a little bit more intensity, a little bit more focus on their diet, supplementation. Making sure you get a good pre-workout, make sure you sleep well, and then, they could inch towards some more progress. So the last thing that you want to do is just stay the same, right? And that's sort of why I like the idea of going through a bulking and a cutting phase rather than just like main gaining, right? Because, you're going to gain muscle slowly over time by way of, just eating a little bit above maintenance. You hit your 200 grams of protein per day or whatever. You go to the gym and you lift. Gradually, you'll progress a little, slow, but, in my mind, I want to go like all in, right? So if I want to get bigger, I want to do a fucking months of months of just like borderline force feeding, just insane lifts, up the weight, up everything, crazy pumps, gain a significant amount of tissue, and then cut down and show it off for a bit, right? So, just in terms of what am I thinking? Just in terms of like what I like, I would rather go through phases of lifting rather than just the same style throughout, because like when I'm bulking versus when I'm cutting, my lifestyle gets way different. Obviously when you're bulking, I'd almost call that like on season or off season, whatever. So I'm like getting pretty serious. There's not a lot of there's not too much goofing off because I gotta be home to eat, right? Try to eat a lot of food all day, and then I love fucking hitting the gym when I'm full as fuck because the pumps, they're insanely tight, like on the skin, extra strong. I mean, it just feels good. And then, after a few months of that, you can only take so much bulking at a time. So once I start dieting, then you don't get to enjoy that fullness, that like bigness feeling. But after a few weeks of actually sticking to a diet, right, you start to get kind of shredded. You see new striations you haven't seen before, right? You get to sort of unveil all the work that you put in during those last few months of the bulk, right? And then walking around all day with close to not an empty stomach, but like kind of a more slim torso, just kind of look more aesthetic, especially in pictures. Uh, in terms of social media, everybody loves being lean and posting shredded pictures of themselves. So, they both come with benefits, and the layman lifter doesn't. In the layman lifter's mind, the benefits don't outweigh the costs, right? To just the average lifter who's been looking the same, for the last 2 years, they don't think, man, if I bulk, I'll get big. I'll be able to gain muscle. All they can think of is, oh, I don't want to lose my abs. No, that's not worth it. I just want to stay the same. And then, they don't think, man, if I diet down, I'll look sweet, dude. I'll get shredded. That'll be fucking awesome. All they're thinking is, oh man, I'm gonna be so fucking hungry. I don't want to diet, and I'm gonna be weaker too. Oh come on, I don't want to lose my strength. You know, this shit isn't easy, man. You got to make sacrifices in a sense if you want to actually progress. So, like I was saying before, if you just stay in the same place, you're not gonna go anywhere. But enough of this little rant. I gotta go home, eat, take my vitamins. I did not fold my laundry. It's just sitting there. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. God damn it. So, chest tomorrow. Uh, chest feels fucking good, man. Pretty much healed up, I think. Uh, don't let me jinx it. But should have some heavy bench and an absolutely abhorrent pump. So, get ready for that shit. So I will see you for chest and shoulders, god damn it.